Hello, my beautiful friend, and welcome to day 12 of your 21 days of gratitude. I am so excited that you're here. I know I say it all the time because I mean it. I am. And I hope you are starting to feel that sense of transformation. Yes, I know I've been feeling it. Doing this practice almost every day. I do take Sundays off, but doing this practice nearly every day with you is just creating this vortex of positive energy, this vortex of love, of gratitude, of givingness. And that energy is benefiting you, it's benefiting me, it's benefiting our families, and it's benefiting the planet. So I hope you're seeing and feeling and living things in a more positive, optimistic, and connected way. Isn't that beautiful? Anyway, this is what I want to share with you. It's Yoga and the Quest for the True Self by Stephen Cope. At the time that Stephen Cope wrote this, he was the head person at Kripalu in Boston. It's a yoga retreat seminar or center, and they do seminars and all kinds of really cool stuff there. And I'm going to be in Boston next week taking my baby to college. So anyway, so maybe I'll pop into Kripalu, see what they have going on. That's exciting. Anyway, I asked Spirit, what do we focus on for our practice today? And opened up to this chapter called Listening to the Voice of the Body. Are you ready? Because you are going to love it. This is going to be transformative. I know I say that, and we trust that the transformation that we need is happening every time we show up for our practice. Every time we show up, there is transformation happening. And so one of my teachers says, it happens drip by drip by drip by drip. And then the next thing, there's just this flood, there's just this opening of awareness. And so everything that you're doing is taking you in the right direction. All right. Anyway, I can go on, but it starts with a poem called Crying by Galway Kinnell. You ready? Crying only a little bit is no use. You must cry until your pillow is soaked. Then you can get up and laugh. Then you can jump in the shower and splash, splash, splash. Then you can throw open the window and ha, ha, ha. And if people say, hey, what's going on up there? Ha, sing back. Happiness was hiding in the last tear. I wept it. Ha. I love that. I love it because it's so true. It's so true. And he talks about a woman named Bonnie in this chapter who was gifted a week at Kripalu. And she had this transformative experience. She had never practiced yoga before and was a little skeptical. So this was written a while ago and people were like, what is that yoga thing? Now it's everywhere. Anyway, she loved child's pose. So if you haven't practiced yoga before, child's pose is kind of a kneeling fetal position pose. And she said that she could feel herself crying inside and she couldn't move. And so the yoga teacher came over and rested one of her hands between Bonnie's shoulder blades. And Bonnie felt a wave of even deeper grief and longing. Her heart leapt toward that hand. Her sobs deepened. Finally, she rolled out of the posture and allowed herself to be held by the teacher. She cried for what felt like forever, losing herself in the vivid memories of being held in the warm, safe lap of her grandmother. And so in being vulnerable, Bonnie had a transformation. She had a transformation. She was never the same after that. And so our lesson for today is the power of vulnerability, giving thanks and gratitude for our vulnerability. So this moves from yesterday's practice where we found the gift in the wound, yes? And there's something about being brave. And so we're honoring the bravery and the courage it takes to be vulnerable. We're honoring that. We're giving thanks to that thanks to that inner self, that inner child that is willing to cry when it's appropriate. Sometimes it's just appropriate to cry. Maybe you didn't cry about that that thing that happened when you were when you were 10, and now you need to cry about it, and that's perfectly okay, because in that process you are reclaiming parts of yourself. You are reclaiming parts of your spirit and allowing yourself to do that. And in allowing the vulnerability, you become stronger. You become stronger. You become more whole. It's actually something that is spontaneous. It's actually something that happens spontaneously in the soul recovery process. Anyways, that's a whole other subject. I can talk about that later. So she says, out of the subterranean depths of Bonnie's cells, viscera, and muscles came the clearest possible voice, a voice she heard that day as if for the first time. Bonnie believed she would never be the same because, as she put it, she now knew that she could, quote unquote, trust my body. And I want to take you to the next level. Not only trust your body, but trust your experiences. Trust your own deepest experience. Trust your subjective experience. Oftentimes we're talked out of how we feel. And in part of the process of self-healing, right? Part of the process of self-healing, of soul recovery, of healing our soul loss. I know I keep going on this track with the soul loss, but just stay with me, is trusting what you're feeling on the inside. You can discern what that means for you at a later date. So I'll give you an example. I feel angry sometimes. I know, it's a surprise. I meditate all the time and I still feel angry. Things happen and I'll feel angry, or I'll feel sad or disappointed. And I allow the feeling to arise. This is very important. I allow the feeling to arise. And sometimes I understand what it is right away, and it's just leaves, or maybe there's something I need to address. And other times I need to sit with it. I need to sit with it. Is this something that needs to be addressed? Is this part of my story? I mean, just the stuff that's going on in my head, and, maybe there's some self-sabotage. So I take a moment to breathe through it and to discern if it's something that's just my stuff or if it's something that needs to be addressed. But the first step is honoring that. And then the next step, if I do need to talk to someone, is being vulnerable about how I feel. And so, yes, we are giving gratitude for our ability to be vulnerable, We're giving kind of like this is part 2 of yesterday, of finding the gift in the wound. Yes, the gift in the wound. Your vulnerability makes you stronger. Let's meditate. Feet flat on the floor, eyes closed, chin tilted slightly down so that the back of your neck is nice and long. And let's take 3 ha breaths together. So inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And in your mind's eye, imagine that golden light coming into the crown of your head. And the light moves down the length of the spine. And the light moves down the legs and all the way down to the bottoms of your feet. Imagine the light pouring itself into you, filling you up, filling up the pelvis and the belly and the chest, filling up the throat and the space between the eyes. Imagine the light spilling out all around you now, so that the light is in you, it's moving through you, and it is all around you. Inhaling, and imagine the light filling the space that you're in, the room that you're in. Knowing that you are in a safe, beautiful space. A space of light and love and understanding. And so relax the forehead, relax the eyes. Move your shoulders away from the bottoms of your ears. Relax your arms and your fingers and your toes. Relax your breath. And just take a few nice, long, deep inhale. When you exhale, exhale all the negativity. Let it go. Again, inhaling. And exhaling. And again, inhaling. And exhaling. Beautiful. And we're just giving thanks for our beautiful humanity. Giving thanks for our journey, giving thanks for our vulnerability, because it is in the vulnerability, that vulnerable space, is where we will find our strength. And so we bless it. We bless the places that hurt. We bless the places of shame. We bless the places where we feel guilty, and we release them now. We feel them, we release them, and we honor our strength and our path. We honor the tears that we have cried and the tears yet to cry. We've yet to cry. Knowing that it is all part of the cleansing process. Knowing that it is all part of the process of being whole and returning home to ourselves. Knowing that we are never alone, but that we are thoughtfully guided, loved, held, and supported by a universe that adores us, by angels and guides and master teachers that accompany us on this journey. And so we say yes to the support and the love, and yes to the hurt and to the tears, knowing that in that there is rebirth and there is wholeness, and it is good. It is very, very good. And so we give thanks to the life that lives us and the life that breathes us. We give thanks for this time together and for this opportunity to just be and breathe. Be in the light and be loved. Inhaling and exhaling, and let's just take a few moments just being in the love and being grateful just for being. Beautiful. Taking a nice, long, deep inhale all the way down to the bottoms of your feet. And exhaling, sighing it out very gently, opening up your fingers and opening up your eyes and wiggle your fingers and your toes. And give yourself a hug. And give yourself another hug. And so, as always, I invite you to continue that practice, Spirit is telling me that there are many of us, maybe it's you, that we don't feel the love of the universe. We don't feel the love of the universe. That's why we do this practice. One of my favorite prayers to myself, one that was really transformative many years ago, when I wasn't feeling connected, I said to myself, although I can't feel you, I know you, Source, are with me. I know that. And that's what you know too. Take my knowing if you need it. I know that Source loves you, that you are here with a spiritual team, that you are guided, that you are provided for. And whatever block is in the way of that, we declare it null and void. Cry it out, sister. If you got to cry it out because the love feels better than being in that state of protection. Yes? Yes, I know I could go on, but I'm not going to. New classes are on my event page. So just go to the event page. I have Healing Toxic Relationships. I know it's going to be awesome. And then the other class is Healing Soul Loss and Connecting with Your Inner Guide. I know that's going to be awesome too. So I will see you for day 13. Bye.